Energy!
चलो
Ready?
चलो Pinkvilla! Come on! भूमि नहीं भूमि बदतमीजी नहीं होगी भूमि यहाँ पर Don't be jealous. चुप नहीं होऊंगा मैं भूमि. Seriously,
Why?
बताना.
नहीं, नहीं, but
How did it happen actually? Yeah.
No, but that's what I'm trying to tell you.
Say nothing.
अरे यार, please let me talk. Sex comedy मत बोलना ना यार, coming of age बोलना है.
Okay.
It was not a sex comedy.
अरे audience का
अच्छा ठीक है, okay.
Hi guys, this is Himesh and welcome to Pinkvilla. Today we have with us the actor and director of the upcoming film Badhaai Do. Welcome to Pinkvilla guys.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Harsh, you want to say something?
Thank you.
इतना soft क्यों बोल रहा है? Energy कहाँ है? Energy.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So you know, if I'm not wrong, Badhaai Do was announced on the day Badhaai Ho won a national award. That was the day when it was announced. The film, yes.
I don't know.
Yes, because I had written
इसलिए हम
it back
journalist नहीं है
then.
ना.
Wow.
Yeah, because I had
Yeah.
written it back then, the article with the official announcement.
Oh.
So yeah.
Wow.
Nice.
Okay, great. That's a great coincidence.
So my
That's a
question.
great coincidence.
Yes, you are very energetic today.
Yeah, we're trying to. सुबह से कर चुके हैं. बहुत सारे किए हैं.
Yes, so my question to you is, for how long have you been working on this subject?
Long, very long. 2018, and before that, I entered the film in 2018. Before that, Akshat and Suman, who are the writers of the film, they had written the story. So it is much before Badhaai Ho also.
Okay, so was it always meant to be Badhaai Do, or was it like an independent script and eventually it developed into?
There was no title earlier as such.
Okay.
It was a working title. But when Jungli came on board and they thought that it fits right into that franchise, though it's a different story, different character, different maker, but they thought it fits right into that trajectory of what Badhaai Ho was, of the complexities and the humor. So they thought of calling it Badhaai Do. But can I ask him one question I always wanted to ask him?
Yes, sure.
How are you?
I'm doing good, yeah.
They're doing good. इतना soft क्यों है? No, I wanted to ask you कि अक्षत और सुमन ने how come they reached out to you कि as a maker
No, so
जो
I'll
कहीं गुम
clear.
हो गया था 7 साल पहले कि हर्षवर्धन कुलकर्णी को हम ढूंढते हैं इस कहानी के
No,
लिए
no,
ऐसे
no,
कैसे?
Yeah, because
ऐसा-
Hunter was actually such a
Yeah,
funny
fun
film. Yeah.
So I wanted to ask you कि कैसे हर्ष ने why did they think of you?
I think you'll have to call up Akshat and find
No,
out.
but seriously,
why.
बताना. ये ऐसा
नहीं,
कैसे?
but
How did it happen actually? Yeah.
No, but that's what I'm trying to tell you.
Say nothing.
Arey yaar, please let me talk. No. So essentially, he was writing for Jungli Pictures itself.
Okay.
So it is a sanctioned film from Jungli.
This script,
Akshat and Suman were writing for Jungli, and they approached me whether you would be interested in doing this. That's how I got involved in it. Yeah.
So you knew Akshat and Suman beforehand?
No, I think they were also like you are lovers of Hunter.
Actually,
They thought I
You're
would
the right
do it.
guy for this film.
Yeah.
and actually Hunter came, I think it was much ahead of its time when it came. It has over the years got a lot of appreciation from the youth actually for the kind of treatment. So do you believe it was ahead of its time firstly?
No, a lot of youth even then appreciated it. So many saw it in the pirated version, and they were all going to exams, and they just watched it on their laptops. So yeah, I have. Ahead of its times means I think it's lived a long life. It's still relevant, and people still talk about it. And it did touch upon a lot of youngsters, a lot of people from my generation also, because it's supposed to be even nostalgia film. It's not just for youngsters. So a lot of people identified with that film. And till date, I think any film, if it has long legs and can be remembered and not forgotten in just 1 or 2 years, I think that's what is the beauty of it, if you can achieve it, which is what we hope this also does.
And Raj, for you, what was your first reaction like when the script came to you, and how did you react when you got to know that it's going to be a part of this Badhaai Do franchise?
So that decision was taken later.
Okay.
I did the script before that. I loved the script. I've always known him since Hunter days, and I knew that he was a very sensible maker, and it'd be great for him to direct this. It'd be a lot of fun to work with him, under him. So I thought it's a great team, and then Bhumi was also there. So I thought, it's just looks like a great team. And Jungli, I had an association with them, with Bareli Ki Barki as well. So I thought everything was all the tick marks were there. So
Correct.
that's the reason I said yes.
Correct. And when it was decided to name it Badhaai Do, What were the discussions like at that point of time for the film?
Nothing. I think we all were happy about it. Yeah.
But does that add any sort of baggage on the film? Because Badhaai Do is a national award winning film. It has done so well at the box office, TV, OTT.
Well, the times are different now. These are the new. There's a new world we're living in.
Yeah.
So now there's no point of comparing the box office of that time to this time. So I think it's a new normal. There would be new numbers now, which will be as per COVID times. But we are very, very proud of the film. We have seen the film. A lot of people have also seen the film, and they only have really good things to say about the film. So we are very hopeful that this will connect with a lot of people out there.
Correct. And it's a theatrical release. And when the announcement was made, a lot of people were like, this came out of nowhere, because there were so many films being spoken about, and then came Badhaai Do, which is opening the theatre. And this is the second time for you that after a wave, it's your film that's coming. What do you have to say about this of, being the opener in this front? Last year it was Ruhi, now it's...
Yeah.
Sachin hai ye.
I know. I think it's just a mere coincidence. Luckily, Ruhi did well at the box office also for COVID times, and we're very hopeful about Badhaai Do also. Again, as I said earlier, I've been saying it repeatedly, but I'm very, very proud of the film. I love Badhaai Do. It's one of my most special films of my career. And now we're keeping our fingers crossed. 11th Feb is right down the corner.
Yeah, correct. And Harshavardhan, what were you up to for this 7 years? Because you have, from Hunter till now, it has been so long.
कहाँ थे आप?
Yeah.
क्या कर रहे थे आप?
मैं सोच रहा था कि वो क्या करूं मैं, और 7 साल लग गए यार. No, actually, jokes apart, I mean, I was looking for something that I could, something that could excite me, and I want to make it. I can't just jump onto anything which is just a film, because for me, again, it's a time-consuming process. It's a long process. It needs to keep me interested. So something, as special as Badhaai Do comes your way, suddenly you know that you're up for it, for the grind. It's also a grind. It's a day in, day out, challenging journey. It's relentless. I mean, making a film is quite something. So you need to be really sure, because बीच में जाके कभी regret हुआ, I don't know. There is no coming back, right?
Yeah.
Then torture के साथ जियो. So इसीलिए I'm a little careful with what I want to do. So that's why it's taken so many years.
But you were working on multiple scripts, because you write yourself, and this, like you said, this is not written by you. They eventually approached.
No, I did write something for Vinyl, and we're still not yet sure when to make it. That was one thing that I've done between, but other than that, I didn't write anything. I mean, I was just making ad films.
Yeah.
No, Hasi Do Fasi was before Hunter.
Yeah.
Before Hunter.
No, for him, I did write some. We have written
else.
a script, and we're kind of,
Correct. And Raj, for you, how important is it for you to, sign on for a script that has a social message, but it is wonderfully married with humor?
Well, that's a great combination. I think it's a great marriage between humor and where you can also put a point across. I always like those stories. Saying that, not like I will always do only those kinds of films. I'll do everything. But this one, I think, is a great blend of humor plus something. We're talking about something very important, which is so relevant in today's times. So I think, yeah.
Correct. And you have done एक लड़की को देखा तो ऐसा लगा in the past. So when this subject came your way, were you at any point skeptical in the sense that similarities na ho, or seeing it
Not
with
at
a
all,
closed eye?
because I've read the script, so I know there are no similarities at all. It's a very different story, different character, different world, different maker, different approach. So there were no similarities at all. That way I've done Aligarh also, which was also dealing with LGBTQ, and it was a biopic on Professor Cyrus, where Manoj sir was brilliant, and it's one of Hansel sir's, I think, most wonderful films. So I think, no, I don't have any, because these are different stories. We've been making love stories forever now. Yeah. But we make different love stories.
True. And Harshavardhan, for you, you wrote Hasi Do Fasi, which was a rom-com. Then you made Hunter, which was a sex comedy.
Sex comedy mat bola na yaar, coming of age bolna hai. It was not a sex comedy.
It was.
Audience ka
okay.
It was a coming of age. Then you wrote and directed Hunter, which was a coming of age comedy, and now it's Badhaai Do, which is a social comedy. So is it a conscious effort on your end to write subjects in different space, but that has humor in its narrative? Is that a zone that you prefer?
I think I see life with a lot of humor. Even the worst of situations, probably humor does kind of give me respite, and it just loosens the whole. It just loosens the atmosphere, or just makes it lighter. That's the way I look at life. So even the most depressing things or the most darkest things, I would want to see. And I really think the pain comes out even more when this is the language that is it's being told with this language. But that's my taste. I mean, this could have been told in a very serious tone. So many other things. But again, it's not because it's a socially relevant film and this is it. That's why I should tell it with humor. No, I think that is generally the voice, the kind of telling that I'm interested in.
The film is releasing on Valentine's Day. How confident are you about the film with respect to the box office prospects? Because it's the opening film, and Valentine's Day is actually a holiday for the youth, as in.
Yeah, it is releasing around Valentine's Day, and there'll be love in the air, and I think it fits right in that environment, because people want to go out, with their partners, with their friends, and we, as a country, we love going to theaters and watch films, and I think that's been the culture for many decades now. And I think this is the right film for people to go out to theaters and enjoy and laugh out loud together. It's a community viewing film. Like you can, the kind of fun you'll have it watching it in theater, that's something which you cannot recreate watching it all alone in your living room.
Correct.
So I'm hopeful that people will go, and I'm hoping it's a very strong word of mouth film. Once people will watch it and they'll talk about it to their another friend, and then that friend will watch it, and so I think it will just grow. I'm very hopeful it's gonna grow.
Correct. And this question for both of you, in the last 4 months, there have been a lot of conversations around film going OTT. What was the factor that, made everyone hold back onto this for theatrical? Because, these are uncertain and tough times.
Yeah.
And people are taking the route because of multiple reasons. So what was it that gave the entire team? And were there conversations for this as well?
The credit goes to our producers. I think Amrita, who's our producer from Jungli, she decided that this is a theatrical film. She's also something, she's super proud of Badhaai Do. It's her first film as a producer in Jungli. And she was very sure that she wants Badhaai Do to be a theatrical film. And she held it for a while, which is, I think, kudos to her and her team. So it was her decision, because eventually it's the producers, they decide everything.
True, because I'm sure there must have been offers from multiple players.
Yeah. Once, I think he only offered a lot of money.
Coming on the map. That's my name. That's what I was busy for 7 years.
He's launching his
an
app.
OTT platform.
Harsha.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Raj, you have there's Mr. and Mrs. Mahi that you are a part of. You reunite with Janvi after 2 years. How excited are you for that film? You play a cricketer in that one, which is a new space.
How do you know I play cricketer?
I know.
I
have heard that you.
No, cricket is cricketer. Oh, achha.
Both of them are playing cricket. Yeah.
No, cricket is an important part of it.
Yeah.
But film is not only about cricket. No, it's a part of it. Film is way more than that. It's about relationships. It's dealing with human emotions, how we feel in life. So yeah, I can only tell you about that much about Mr. and Mrs. Mahi. But yeah, very excited to collaborate with Janvi again. I think she's fab. She's brilliant in what she does, and I've been seeing it since Dhadak. I think she's got a really bright future. And Sharan, who is again young, passionate filmmaker, very hardworking, and again he wants to work with a lot of detail in the script, and he's still writing and still making those tweaks every day now that he's got some time in hand. It's fun to work with people who are so serious about what they do.
True. Yeah. And how do the two of you view this, advent that has come in the last 2 years of OTT flourishing in a big way in Hindi, like for the Hindi audience?
It's great. I think we got to watch such amazing content on digital platforms, and it's also generating so much of employment. Otherwise, I don't know what would have happened to the industry if digital platforms were not there. So I'm glad it's there, and it's gonna coexist parallelly with theaters. And I'm sure they will just they'll complement each other.
And Harsh, you?
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, with the advent of OTT, there are also, beautiful forms of storytelling that can be experimented, which couldn't have been as a theatrical. I mean, especially those short stories and which are anthologies. So which, I don't think that could have been made for a theatrical release. So those kind of things are really fascinating, because even just telling a story which is just 45 minutes or 35 minutes is also a beautiful form. I think those are all possible
Only on
only on
True.
OTT. Yeah.
And what next for you after Badhaai Do? You have taken a 7-year break, and usually when
This for Badhaai Do, no? Now I'll take
no,
another
usually
break.
when directors take a long break, after that it is always we see multiple projects rolling out one after.
No, but he'll start his next one next year. Pressure hai bhai.
Pressure hai.
Okay.
Hopefully, yeah.
Okay, and Raj, for you,
I will do 10.
No, you have so many films. So, like, could you tell us what's your lineup like for the year? There's, I think.
So there's Monica, My Darling, which is done after Badhaai Do. There is Bheed with Anubhav sir, where again me and Bhumi are there.
Yeah.
And then there's HIT, the first case hit with Sailesh. That's done.
Yeah.
And currently I'm shooting for with Raj and DK for my
Oh.
first Netflix series, and
Yes.
very excited about that too.
Perfect. And anything happening on Chupke Chupke or
Nothing as of now.
nothing else?
Yeah.
Perfect. And last words on Badhaai Do before signing off?
Yeah, it's really heartening for us that it's coming out and out in a theater, which I was always excited about as a filmmaker. It's a dream actually that this film should be watched by an audience, by a community, watching it together. So yeah, it's coming out on 11th of Feb. So please come and watch it.
We are welcoming you back to theaters with our film Badhaai Do. Come have fun. Come with your friends, your partners, your families, and enjoy the film and laugh out loud. Popcorn khao, maze karo, film dekho.
Perfect. Thank you so much, guys. It was lovely having you here, and wish you all the best for the film.
Thank you,
Himesh. Thank you.